So Lee, let's get talking about really unleashing your potential and the kind of advantage we believe IAD creates for people. So tell me a bit more.
Sure. So I think what the IAD business brings to agents that are looking to launch on their own, but not on their own, if you know what I mean. So what it does is it allows you to be an independent agent, but it gives you the tools and the technology around you to go and deliver a great service independently of a high street office, because you don't need an office with IAD. But you do need great tech and tools around you to be able to give a high level of service to your customers. We provide things like the CRM. We give access to marketing tools. We provide all of the design work around things like the sale boards and leaflets and brochures. We provide the website. So we've invested in all of the things that you need as an agent to get out and up and running, but provide it to our agents at a low point of entry cost, to allow them to launch their IAD business under their own name brand into the market that they know and love.
What sort of costs does that give to an agent that perhaps wants to adopt that?
Yeah, so I think there's a big cost difference between going down this road and maybe opening your bricks and mortar type of estate agency. And by bricks and mortar, we mean opening an office. Opening an office that you might need a staff member in, that you might not have a brand for, that you need to create a brand new website that you don't have, as well as the marketing assets that you need to build in order to support your business, let alone the memberships to the portals and the CRM and things like that. So what this does is it allows you a much lower base of entry price-wise into the market, but you're supported by a global brand and a global network that work together actively to promote, sell, and support each other.
Okay, that sounds cool. But what about your boss? Who's your boss? Who tells you what to do, when to do it, how to do it?
So this is where the model is different. You are your boss. You are the independent entrepreneur. And we as IAD are the platform that supports you. You are in control of your time. You are also in control of your work and your attention. So you must have that sort of self-belief and motivation to stay on task and do the jobs and the work that is necessary for you to be successful, because the person that is responsible for your success is you.
So totally unsupported, no other sort of support mechanisms or anything like that that's going to assist someone make that transition from a new model?
Yeah, so I think the support element is a huge factor in the success of an agent or not. So we can provide all of the tools and technology, but a well-supported and a well-educated agent stacks the cards in their favour of success. And we've got a couple of things that sit around our agents. So we have a full online university that can be accessed 24/7 for any agent to be able to go and invest their time and energy into learning more about the business, picking up the specific skills that you will need as an agent in your market. We also run regular webinar-based training that allow people to pick up in 60 to 90-minute chunks of time actionable skills that they can operate in their business that very afternoon and create results. And then we have face-to-face training as well, that gives people that time in the room to learn those more in-depth tasks and ask more deeper questions, and to be able to really embed the knowledge and skills behind them that are going to give them the chance of success.
You sound like you've just described my job role.
Your job is exactly that, Jason. Yeah.
We've actually need to do a swap over.
Yeah,
you've almost done my job for me. My
bit.
time here is done.
But no, look, that's why you're here. Your major role within the business is the head of coaching and training, right? And I think as a business, to have invested in that person, which is you, but put that energy into making the effort of having a person like yourself with the experience that you've got and what you bring to the business within the business shows our commitment and our belief that training and coaching is really damn important to your success as an agent. And I suppose in addition to the training and tools that we have there, we have the mentorship that sits alongside every single agent, regardless of stature in the business. From a mentorship side, and maybe this is where you might answer my question, but how does a mentor play an important role for an agent in IAD?
They are the absolute rocket fuel behind it for me, because I think the mentor is someone that is both emotionally and financially invested in someone's success. So there's no fees or anything to be gained from recruiting people. Actually, success sits in productivity. So actually, if I've taken the time to say to you, Lee, come and join me at IAD on this journey, I make a commitment to you that I'm going to support you. I'm going to be your cheerleader on the side. I'm going to demonstrate. I'm going to show. I'm going to get you dead comfortable with all the things that need to be done as a self-employed entrepreneur. And that's a very different type of skill set and mentality from the employed estate agent who's told that we have a morning meeting at 9 to 9:30.
Yep.
I tell you to make 30 phone calls before like 12 o'clock. And at 11:30, I'm badgering you to see how you've got on. For lots of people that have come out of that environment, actually being on your own, there's almost a head scratch moment of, well, what do I do?
Yeah.
How do I structure my day? And I guess, that mentor is there to actually help you on your way, to actually give you a rah-rah call,
Yep.
to get you looking in the mirror, being accountable to yourself. You're certainly not accountable to a mentor, but the mentor is there to actually hold that mirror up for you, get you to ask real searching questions about what you're putting into something, how committed you are to it, sharing different ideas, suggestions of how you've tried this. I was talking to someone the other day and was saying about door knocking, and it was, I keep going out and I get nowhere. Mentor said, break me down the times that you go out, do that over a week and share it with me. And what they were doing was really simply, they were going out at what turned out to be a bit of a bum time.
Just middle of the
typically
day or something.
going out between 9 and 10 o'clock.
Right.
So, not a lot of people there around. So the suggestion was, switch it up, try different times, do an evening, do a weekend, do a sort of like 4 or 5 o'clock. You'll find something that works, and it differs from town to town. So again, for me, that mentor is there just to be the voice of reason, the voice of challenge, the voice of opportunity.
Yeah.
This is what I did, it worked for me, why don't you give it a try? So they're people that have walked the walk and now they're talking the talk as well.
And I think when we were in our business, those conversations that I was able to have with the agents were one of the most enjoyable parts of the role, because I'm an entrepreneur. I've built a business and I've enjoyed that journey and that ride. And all of a sudden, it wasn't that employee-employer conversation. It was entrepreneur to entrepreneur. And it was just so much better. And it was so much enjoyable type of conversation to have with people.
Give me some examples of people that you can put some names to that have perhaps gone down that path, that you've really enjoyed being there to mentor them.
Yeah.
And they've had some great results off of like your involvement.
So we've had some really, really strong agents within our business, and we still have some really strong agents. Got some great stories, great journeys. Anna Smith is definitely one that springs to mind. She's one of our agents based in the Ely market, and she came to our business after working in the corporate world off the back of a maternity leave, and she was looking to get back into agency, but just couldn't see herself in that daily life and grind of a 9 till 6, 6-day-a-week estate agent. And she wanted to build her own business. And we supported her and worked alongside her to be able to allow her to do that. But it did get down to those basic things of bit of organisation in the week and a couple of challenges that came from difficult vendors, or there was some marketing questions and networking. What do you think about this networking event? Do you think I should spend my time there? And obviously we'd probably tried all of the networking events, to be honest, and we realized that some work for us, some don't. Some of them you need to approach in a different way, and we were able to share our experiences over our journey with Anna, and hopefully allow some shortcuts to be made to be able to get to the results a bit quicker. But also, what is important when you build good relationships in that sort of mentor-mentee relationship is that they will let you hold them accountable. They want to be held accountable because actually they're striving for success. And if you can be part of that by keeping in touch and keeping a reminder around the things that they've committed that they want to do to be able to achieve, seeing the results is absolutely fantastic and fabulous. And watching Anna build a business that I know she is so proud of, and we are so proud of her, has been a wonderful part of the journey.
Sounds like an interesting story, that one.
Yeah, it really is. It really is good, and she's a wonderful agent. Wonderful agent.
Who else? Anyone else that you'd pick out that perhaps has benefited from that mentor-mentee relationship?
Yeah, so I would say Denise May, actually, funnily enough. So Denise is one of our agents in Coventry. She came to the business after working in an estate agency, after having a previous career in sort of project management and working with councils. She was working in an agency when she came to our business as a self-employed agent. And she'd done a little bit of valuing at that time, but hadn't really been in front of the customer. She was dealing a lot more with the viewings and the offers and things like that. And when she became a self-employed business owner, she then realised that she had to do it all, and it was all part of her business. And she really sort of took to that well. She absolutely adored the brand and really embraced the promotional side of our business. And she was a great marketeer. And then I think over time she really liked to work with me around setting personal goals and targets. And she had a pipeline target that she wanted to hit, and we used to talk about that a lot around how, what was that at yet? And she was like, no, it's going to be there in 6 months. I know it's going to be here. And it's like, brilliant. Well, let's just keep talking about that, because just by talking about it, it will stay at the front of your mind.
She's
and
an
it will
interesting
keep
one,
your
today,
focus.
isn't she? Because she's got a really good career behind her.
Yeah.
And it's probably that she's doing it for her own reasons, actually.
Mm-hmm.
That actually she wants to do it. She has got a real, you can see it, the desire and the passion that she's got. She's not one of these that's a screamer and shouter about, I'm going to be top.
No.
But you can see she's got that quiet inner competition, that she's doing it to almost, from my impression, is she's doing it to satisfy herself and no one else.
Absolutely. And I think she just took it upon herself to have these own private targets that she wanted to work on. She wanted to be successful. And honestly now, I think looking back at where she may have been in her career at the agency to the sort of levels of business that she's doing now as a self-employed agent, she will blow them away. And I'm really happy and proud of Denise for what she's achieving, because I think she's building this day by day, and it's really something to be proud of.
It's an interesting one you've come up with there, pride. And I guess, from being a mentor, mentoring someone, actually, it's way, way, way more than the financial gains in it.
Yeah.
It's an awful lot more about, actually, I've played a part. I've got a bit of a pride in seeing what you're achieving. So actually, you can almost live your life a little bit vicariously through someone else.
Yeah, and I think if you've got that about you, and you've had your career in agency, and you want to take it to the next step, and actually you can still produce and you can still sell, but actually you've got quite a lot to give at the same time, and you've got some good experiences, you've got some great failures that you can tell somebody about, so they don't make the same, because they're all learning opportunities, right? But that I think can really play a role.
Do you know what? Mark Tadgell is the one that springs to mind for me.
Yeah.
So I've known Mark for thick end of 30 years, both as an estate agent, as a friend. And Mark actually sold one of my properties for me a good 25, 26 years ago. So a guy like me that's done a lifetime in property, and actually seeing someone like Mark actually moving into a mentorship role, because all of those things that you've just mentioned, the good, the bad, the in-betweens, Mark's got a wealth of experience to share with someone else. And I guess, as a parent, you can see that he's got kids that he's developed.
Yep.
And you can see that actually takes a lot of joy out of actually teaching, helping, supporting, and getting someone else to sort of like enjoy the career that he's had.
Yeah, and he's making partnerships within the business and working with other agents now, and sharing that knowledge and creating huge success and opportunity. And it's great to see. It's really, really lovely to see. It's a really good part of it. So I think that really is some of the IAD advantage that you get. I think the mentorship and coaching is incredible part of the secret sauce of what sits around our agents, and the identification of training and supporting the agents in that side, as well as the technology and tools. That's what stacks the cards in their favour, right?
It's a lovely, simple thing, and actually the best people in any field commit to coaching, training, personal development, and for me that's a real big secret part of the IAD ingredient.
It sure is.